Avionics, boasting more than 23 years of extensive experience in aerospace software development.
I started working as the certification engineer, and I started approving the software that goes into the avionics, the integrity and ethics, and that is very, very critical and the core of the aerospace. At the end of the day, corporate governance is nothing but doing the right thing at the right time and at the right place and in the right way.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. My name is Tanay All, and I'm an anchor at World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry veterans to come together to share their knowledge, ideas, thoughts, and best practices with one another, as well as with upcoming industry leaders. In a nutshell, we attempt to encapsulate the multi-decadal learnings of all our industry stalwarts. We hope that by conducting these FaceTime with Leader interviews, we can bring together a global community of eminent personalities. By bringing together such visionaries on one platform, we hope to play a part in inspiring the lives of other leaders. Great learnings from great leaders undoubtedly assist everyone as they help us to identify, nurture, and work on trade secrets that have already proven a success formula for so many. And this is what we aim for with these sessions by making them a gathering of industry stalwarts and a knowledge sharing community. We have one such industry giant on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Mrs.Rooparani Chandreshekhar. We welcome you on the show, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Tanay.
She is a distinguished expert in avionics, boasting more than 23 years of extensive experience in aerospace software development, verification, and program management, with a significant tenure at Honeywell. Throughout her career, she has contributed extensively to the certification of avionics products for various business and commercial jets, including Gulfstream, Embraer, and Dassault. Her strategic leadership approach focuses on customer centricity, compliance, and regulatory standards. With a rich career in avionics, she has held various key roles demonstrating her expertise in technical standards, program management, and team leadership. She currently serves as the engineering manager for certification at Honeywell, overseeing a team of over 10 technical standard order specialists across three sites, Bengaluru, Madurai, and Hyderabad. In this role, she is responsible for executing all software certification milestones and ensuring on-time completion of the TSO approvals for major software components such as FMS, DNG, CNS, EPC, and platforms. So, ma'am, to begin with, could you provide insights into your journey within the aerospace industry, particularly focusing on your roles and responsibilities at Honeywell?
Yeah, sure, Tanay. So I started my journey in 2001, and I at that time I joined as a verification engineer for the software field, and then I took over development of this software, and then moved on to becoming a team lead, and then I was further promoted as a project lead, handling a team of around 50 plus people. And this team basically it was a global team. I mean, we had people from China and Mexico also who were working as verification engineers for the projects that I was working on. So I got an opportunity to really work with all those people and also understand their culture and how they work, and that was a good experience when I was working as a project lead. And apart from that, our main counterpart was in US. So I had to travel a good amount of time to US, interacting with them, with my counterparts, with the managers there. Was a real good experience that I had for over almost like 10 years, the initial 10 years. And then after project lead, so I wanted to do something different in the avionics field. I didn't want to again further continue in the same project management role. I wanted to do something unique. So that's when a role was getting created in the certification team. I mean, this was the first time in India where Honeywell was coming up with a team who were getting trained to certify the software that is going into the aircraft. And I took that opportunity, and I wanted to take up that challenge also. So I joined this new team as an individual contributor, and we got trained in US by the FAA. FAA is basically the Federal Aviation Administration. So they trained us on all the regulations and standards that we have to follow in aerospace. So I started working as the certification engineer, and I started approving the software that goes into the avionics. So further continuing in the same field, then I became the engineering manager for a bunch of such certification engineers who are now called as a TSO specialist, that is technical standard order specialist, who approve all the software that goes into the avionics aircrafts, be it a Gulfstream or Boeing or Airbus. So we are a small team of 10 such certification engineers which I'm handling, and we are approving almost like 50 to 60 softwares that in a year that goes into the aircraft. So that's how my journey has been so far.
Ma'am, what was your early career inspiration for pursuing a career in avionics, software development, and certification? And what are your day-to-day professional life motivations?
Okay. To initially, when I just completed my college, my engineering, my first motivation was to get a job. I mean, because I had to support my family. So that was one thing. But I was always fascinated by this aircraft. I mean, you can just imagine 23 years before, it was very, it was very difficult to get into an aircraft or to fly. Right. So that always, whenever I used to see the aircraft, I always used to get astonished by the kind of technology that is there and the people who really drove that. So that was always like kind of a dream. So when I got this job, this was my first job that was offered to me when I was in the last year of the engineering in the campus. So that, and when I came to know that it is Honeywell who is working in aerospace, it was like a dream come true for me. So that was, the big motivation for me to join this company. And what really keeps me motivated day to day is basically like the feeling that I'm doing something critical, and something which is critical and safety oriented, which where a lot of lives are involved. So that keeps me really inspired. And also when I see the aircrafts flying, when I sit in a Boeing or any Airbus kind of a aircraft, and when it lands smoothly, I mean, that's the kind of satisfaction that I get for the work that I've done.
Ma'am, are there any core principle, values, and codes that you live by that have helped you excel in your professional life?
Yeah, surely. The first and foremost thing I feel is that I have, or I'm strong at, is the integrity and ethics. And that is very, very critical and the core of the aerospace, I should say, the work that I do, because integrity and ethics is something that develops trust in the people. I mean, without trust, you cannot do any business or you cannot do anything. Trust is the center of everything. So I can quote an example here. I mean, I was a test engineer where I was, working on the simulation bench for one of the software delivery, and we had a milestone to meet within a week's time. So I found a software glitch, which I felt was like, it is something that we should not be avoiding it. I mean, that is something that has to be fixed, no matter how many days it's going to take. So I, even though there was a lot of pressure on me to complete this and still maybe, give some kind of a kind of a shortcut, or take a kind of alternate route to fix this problem, and then go for the milestone delivery. So, but I didn't wanted to do that. I mean, I basically wanted that to be fixed because I knew it was going to be a critical problem in the aircraft when it flies. So so we went for the investigation and we got that fixed. And then later we found that it was a it was the right thing that it was supposed to be done. So you can see that this integrity and ethics plays a key role in my job that I do. So that's where I'm strong at. So the second thing, very important thing that I feel is one is that. The second is basically the learning curve or the adaptability. So today you can see the world is growing really fast and there's a lot of new technologies coming in. So if we don't adapt to this new technologies or the new environment, and if you are not a continuous learner, you very soon become outdated in the industry. So it is very important, and I generally like to learn new things and adapt to the kind of new technologies that are coming in. So that really keeps me also motivated on a daily basis. And the third and very important thing is the focus on the safety and compliance. Since I'm working on safety critical systems, and my key role has been in showing or finding compliance to the standards that are set by FAA or EASA. So I have kind of earned a keen interest on these compliance aspects. So I feel that I am good at these kind of compliance and standards and regulations. So that's where I continued my journey also in the same certification field for almost 10 to 12 years. So that is something which is very important for the work that we do. And at the same time, I feel being transparent and being compliant is very much critical for any business. That kind of creates, it creates a discipline in whatever you do. So those are the kind of three things I should say that I'm good at, or the values that I carry.
I'm working closely with regulatory authorities such as FAA and EASA and ensuring compliance with aerospace standards. What piqued your interest in corporate governance?
Okay, when I was reading more on this corporate governance, I see that the both are very similar. I mean, the job that I'm doing, where I'm seeing compliance to these avionics standards, the FAA, EASA, or whatever, I see a lot of similarity between that and the corporate governance. At the end of the day, corporate governance is nothing but doing the right thing at the right time and at the right place and in the right way. So exactly, that's the same thing that we do in my job also. I mean, I have to ensure that people are are developing the right software and they are testing it properly, and it is safe to go into the system. So because of this, similarity, I felt I should know more and go into this field. And at the same, and the only difference I see is the scope and the stakeholders. Here, the stakeholders are the airlines or the avionics industries, whereas in the corporate governance, it is basically, it can be any industry or any the shareholders. So that's where that helped me to learn more on the corporate governance.
Ma'am, as an ESG and corporate governance expert, what values do you bring to the table?
Okay, so while I was working as a software engineer or even as a certification engineer, I see that there is a lot of importance that we need to give for the risk management. So that is one of the key thing of the ESG, because there is a lot of unseen risk that could come when you are putting a software into the avionics airborne and when you're flying it. So all such risk has to be identified early in the system, and a mitigation plan has to be made for each of this. So I have been involved in a lot of such risk management and RCCA kind of activities. So I feel that is a key part for the ESG also, where I can I can also contribute to it. And another thing is the second one is basically on basically the resource management. I mean, we have a lot of simulations that we do in avionics when we are testing the things, and there is a lot of, and now you see that there's a lot of importance given on the sustainability also, because each of these aircrafts, they run for at least 20 to 25 years, every aircraft. So how you can have a system so that it can be sustained for long. So that analysis is something that we do for every program. And that is also, I feel, is a key thing in the ESG. I mean, how you use your resources and how you can sustain your business in such kind of a long projects. So those things are something that where I can contribute as an ESG folk.
Ma'am, with over 23 years of experience in the field, what significant changes have you witnessed in the aerospace industry, particularly regarding software development and certification processes? And what changes do you expect with the advent of IoT, AI, ML, blockchain, cloud, digital twin, big data, etc.?
So if you see the software, in the avionics industry, if you see the software development now, it's kind of pretty fast. I mean, I remember the days where we were sitting and coding C++, writing every line of code in the software. But you see now a lot of tools being there where you can just generate thousands of lines within minutes. So the progress has been very fast in the avionics industry. And also the life cycle of the projects also have reduced. I mean, earlier any Boeing or an Airbus aircraft to certify an aircraft, a new aircraft, it used to take nearly 5 years. Whereas now it is down to 1 year. I mean, they have seen some of the business jets coming down to 10 months to 1 year. So you can imagine all those processes, how we are now optimizing it. So there is a lot of change that I'm seeing with respect to optimizing these processes, automating some of these processes. So these are the changes that I'm seeing now, and at the same time, all these changes pose a lot of risk on the people and risk on the business also, because you may change, you may optimize everything, you may automate the things, but you still have to follow the standard and you still have to show compliance to the standards. So it becomes very critical and very challenging on certification engineers, that how do I find compliance with all these kind of new technologies in when you're putting it into your development. Okay, so that's how the critical it has become now in the avionics industry. And with the invent of this IoT or AML or blockchain, it's going to be more data driven decisions that we will be taking. And also this also helps us in making some good informative and very informative decisions going forward, until I'm sure it will also reduce our workload on certification also. I mean, we can effectively utilize these tools on how effectively and how efficiently we can certify the products.
Ma'am, we are building a community here of industry magnates. The move is meant for cross-pollination of knowledge and building a knowledge-sharing community of corporate giants and industry experts. What are your thoughts about this initiative taken by Mr. Zishan Pathan, Mr. Heval Mehta, and the whole World Development Corporation team?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really a great initiative. I mean, first time when I heard, I was so thrilled to know about this program, that, oh, okay, even I can do such a thing. I mean, so it's a really a great platform, and I feel this initiative is really bringing the world together and making the world more connected, I should say. I mean, this is a great, it's giving an opportunity for industry experts to share their knowledge and at the same time share their best practices and their learnings. And it is giving an opportunity for so many people. Like, I have been only in the aerospace, and with this platform, I was able to know more on the corporate governance, and I was confident when I came to know about this program. I realized, oh, okay, it's the same. It's a very similar to what I'm doing. So it just gave me a platform to go further, further explore into the new area, and given me a vision for my next set of for my next career growth. So I really thank Zishan and the entire team for such a great initiative and a platform.
Great, ma'am. It was fantastic conversing with you, and I'm confident that your insights will truly inspire future leaders. Thank you so much for joining us today, and wish you the best for your future endeavors, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity.
Have a nice day.
Thank you. You too.